को पछाडि मतलब फोटो के तर एकदमै अलि लाइट के
देखिन्छ त्यसको हटाइदिनु ट्रान्सपेरेन्सी हटाउने युज गर्ने ट्रान्सपेरेन्सी गुड मर्निङ एभ्रिवान ब्याक टु द गेम आज एउटा गुड न्युज मेरो रेटिङ 1300 पुगेको छ इन अ ब्लेज यो कुरा के थाहा छैन चाहिँ म अलिकति फास्ट खेल्ने खालको प्लेयर हो भन्ने कुरा अलिकति क्ल्यारिफाई भयो र खेलिरहनु आज पनि कतिवटा गेम पाइन्छ I'm playing against a player from USA.
To be healthy. All of the money that you're diabetes prevention. How do you think about diabetes? Well, let me ask you this: how many people have diabetes right now? Has the number gone up since that program has been in effect for the past 30 years? So the question is, when is enough enough? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. Agreed. It's right. Real. Is it also insanity to say, since this failed, better not do anything and cut it all together? He's not saying better not do anything. He cut it in half. Okay, but is he doing nothing? Yes. No, tell me what he's done to encourage people to exercise. Okay, what about the law in Texas that he passed with, I forget exactly what it was, but he's going around, he's essentially using what would be considered his bully pulpit, and he's trying to inspire people and make cultural changes. And ultimately, he could be an inspirational figure and not be the head of Health and Human Services. So it's really simple. Where has legislation gotten us? We take all of our time, all of our energy, and all of our budget, and we put it into legislation. And here's the deal: whether you want to admit it or not, when you have something like pharmaceutical companies funding 70% of research, do you think junk food is healthy? No. Do you think burgers and fries are healthy? Not at all. Why in the first month that Secretary Kennedy was put into office, he's sitting at a Steak and Shake talking about how brave it is that they're frying beef tallow? Well, first of all, putting fries in beef tallow actually is not unhealthy. It's not about whether or not it's unhealthy. Do you think sitting at a Steak and Shake, one of the leading contributors to our obesity epidemic, I do not agree. Is that valuable? I do not agree with everything that he's done. What do you agree with besides the Texas? I think that before he was getting into office, he was supporting regenerative agriculture. I think that regenerative agriculture has the ability to change the world. I find it comical that people drive Teslas because supposedly they're scared about global warming, and yet they eat vegetables and they have no idea that there's 550 gigatons of top soil depletion specifically related to vegetable row crop farming. There's only 350 gigatons related to the burning of burning of carbon fuels. We could literally stop all the carbon in the air and then extract.
GG. One game down.
Why isn't that $15 million from the PFAS
One more game.
Farm program to track PFASs, which are potentially toxic chemicals, on farms? He's cutting these programs. The EPA is losing their research and development. But how can the consumer know about the farm? Different choices. What do you mean, how can the consumer? Like I said, I was in a halfway house, okay? I had everything against me, and I still found a way because I believe in it. What if that Whole Foods that you went to has toxic foods against me? But what if but it didn't? Sorry, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Hello. Pleasure.
How are you?
Well, I'm excited to be here because, a lot of times when people do these debates, folks want to win, and genuinely, I want to learn from you guys and learn what we're doing wrong in healthcare that's impacting you. So I'm all ears.
I completely agree. It's not about winning; it's about getting to. And I think we all can agree that we all want the truth, and that's why. That's one of the reasons why I support RFK is because he supports transparency, and especially with like vaccines and healthcare and everything like that. Another thing about RFK is that he's working to get fluoride out of the water. Why do we have fluoride in the water in the first place? Is it for dental care? I think that's an individual thing. If you want strong teeth, you should probably just brush your teeth and floss. You know what I mean? You shouldn't rely on a government-regulated system of our water system to give you good dental care. Like, I feel like there's ulterior motives.
Are
You
you
know what I mean?
against government programs that try and help groups of people as opposed to just individuals?
Not necessarily. It just depends on what it is.
Well, because when we say in America that the chronic health diseases in children is going up, it is. And I think I agree with everyone here on that. Statistics don't lie. One of those chronic issues is mental disease.
You know, I think it should be improved by that. I think parents should stop giving their children so much sugar. Or maybe we should look at the food industry and ask why there's so much sugar in absolutely everything.
Can you walk and chew gum at the same time?
Are you going to bring up correlation?
No.
Yeah, you can walk and chew gum at the
So
same
you
time.
can do both things. Like, why can't we encourage patients and parents to not overfeed their kids added sugars and make government programs that improve children?
There's no point, like, why would I want water with an extra ingredient if I could just have pure water? You know what I mean? Why would I need a government organization
Well, you can buy
to put
water
a
without
chemical?
fluoride.
But why should I have to buy it? I think water, obviously, nothing's free, but like, water without chemicals should be free to get. If I want to drink out of my faucet, I should be able to do that without having fluoride in it, without having to worry about fluoridosis or any other, like, over fluoridation, in my body. Why would I not be
And you're
privy
against
to that?
buying a filter to get rid
I'm
of
not against that, but why should I have to go out and buy that?
Well, because
You know what I mean?
everything in healthcare or public health always has a trade-off. Like, if I'm giving anyone any medication, any therapy, there's always risks and benefits. So when we think about the benefit of putting fluoride in water in order to get kids to have healthier teeth, we think about the impact on the general population. And in fact, you're right, there's been some research that shows people who have high levels of fluoride, especially children, actually this doesn't apply to adults at all, but only for children, they can have neurologic issues.
Exactly.
However, it's very important to look at the numbers and the areas that were studied, because certain areas, like in Asia, they have naturally very high levels of fluoride, not added by the government, natural occurring fluoride. And those numbers are quite high. So it really depends on what that number is and what that safe number is.
The thing about Asia is that if that's naturally in the water, then people from Asia are naturally adapted to that, which means it wouldn't
So if you
affect
moved
them.
to Asia, you would have neurologic issues.
If you said it didn't apply,
I mean, as a child.
As a child, probably. If you're not from that area, your body's not adapted to that. Which means if there's studies shown that people who have high levels of fluoride in their body have neurological issues, then yeah, I'm sure that they would. But also, on another note, why? Because if there's fluoride in the water, and fluoride in the toothpaste, and chemicals in our food, there comes a point where these things start stacking up, and I would much rather have kids with cavities than kids with neurological issues. You know what I mean?
That's a false choice.
It's,
You're not choosing kids with neurologic disease or cavities. That's not really the two choices you're making when you're making that
so
decision.
then what's the choice?
So I guess my question to you is, when you say chemicals, oxygen's a chemical, water's a chemical. So how do I am trying to really get down to the core of your argument to better understand. I'm not
Okay.
trying to get you
Yeah,
to
yeah,
gotcha, I
yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you decide what a chemical is? Is dihydrogen monoxide a chemical in your book?
Dihydrogen. Can you give me like the short version?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Is that oxygen?
No, that's water.
Water. Oh, water.
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can
I'm
make
not a
anything.
chemist or anything.
But I'm not trying to trick you.
No,
The
that's
point
a
is to
compound.
show
That's a
you
compound.
it's
There's
a chemical.
there's a difference between endogenous chemicals, things that I can make my body make, right? And exogenous chemicals that
But does
come
your
from
body make
external-
water?
Does my body make fluoride?
But does your body make water?
Oh.
You need water to live.
I need water to live. That's okay. But my body is
I'm trying to
heavy
resign.
water, which means that
Okay,
I
I lost my
need water.
connection.
Like, I was born-
Connection.
Essential
I was born
amino
with
acid.
You know what I mean? I wasn't born with fluoride.
Yeah, but the water came from your parent.
My what? Yeah, my parent. Of course, but I
You
didn't
got
get
water
any-
from the environment.
That's fine, but like,
So
where
there's
did
certain
the
things
first
you need.
single-celled amoeba get the water from? You know what I mean? Like, any living being has water, right? But not
We
every.
need the water to survive. We
That's
need food
fine.
to
We're
survive.
not here to debate about water. So what's your point?
Yeah, well, it looked like I just checked this to see what the name was. I was just checking it to turn it on, but sometimes I do have to do that. On one occasion, I've got my guest's name wrong, and it was a bit of a shame. Although, have you seen that clip of Stephen Bartlett from the Iron CEO, where it's the first time he had Dr. K on, and he tells the story?
याको एटीएम का भन्नु
के रे
एटीएम
एटिएम के
र
के छ
वर्क दिन वर्क
इट वर्क्स
जैसे आपको किसी व्यक्ति को पसंद है उसको भी यदि कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसको आप पसंद नहीं करते वो आपको प्रपोज करेगा आप उसको बने मुझे पसंद नहीं करेगा अरे तो क्या है भाई नहीं पसंद ठीक है बात सबसे पहले अपने अंदर से लोग उतारते
That was bad. That was bad. That was a long time. I had no other options.
Story that he'd done the research with the wrong guest. So he has this guest on, and you can watch the episode online, and it starts with him going, so, imagine, so suppose someone like knew nothing about you. How would you describe your work? And then he does this 2-hour-long interview, which is an extra.
That's how you should do everything.
I know, right? But we're not doing that today.
Saving so much time.
We're not doing that today because I have seen your work.
Okay, great.
And I'm extremely fond of it, and it is all over the place. So many different things.
I do not say no to an idea.
Yeah, and you know, one of those ideas.
Michael Vaughan and David Warner. There is so much to talk about in that action-packed session that we just saw. The lights came on, as is always the way in big ball test cricket. The action starts. Drama. Vaughnie, I want to get your thoughts on that little confrontation, that altercation between Jofra Archer and Steve Smith. What do you make of all this? What do you read into it? Given there wasn't really much left to play for England.
No, great answer, but I'll be honest, I want to see Jofra fall in like this on the first morning at Adelaide. England are in the field that first morning on the 17th. I want to see Jofra running the ball 150 kilometres an hour. He's got it in him, we've seen that. And he's the one bowler that I look at in the England side. And let's be honest, I think they're struggling to get 20 wickets. He's got 12 in Perth, he's got 12 here. But he's the one bowler that I think crack open an opportunity for England. But he has to run in the ball like that in the first run, not when you're defending 65 and the lights are on. You're only going to bowl 4 or 5 overs. I want to see that in the first morning because if he can get it right for England, you're looking at that England camp and thinking, right, who could potentially win England the game? You know, Ben Stokes, Joe Root, Harry Brook in the end of the five. Jofra Archer is the one ball that you go, come on, Joff, try and get a week like Mitchell Stark's had 2. England need it.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I go back to that first test where he bowled exceptionally well. He bowled high pace and then he came out again in that second innings and he bowled probably 130. Not the Jofra Archer that we know. What you saw then as well, Steve Smith with a bit of encouragement to him. It's going to be exciting Adelaide Test match.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're only 10 days away from that, so it's going to be exciting. A day game down there in Adelaide. But, Mitchell Stark, back-to-back man of the match awards. He got runs and wickets in this particular fixture. It's just got England sorted out. He tempts them. He's been so disciplined with the ball in this series. Sometimes he can be accused of being a little bit wayward early as he hunts for wickets, but gee, he's been disciplined.
Yeah, but he's been helped by that big drive from England. But when you think of a left arm over, you generally think he's going to swing it back into the bat to the right-hander. Not got one LBW to the right-hander. Got a couple to the left-handers, but he's basically been taking the ball across. And when you've got an England side line up like Mike to play the big drive, that's a big moment.
Yeah.
Caught behind a little bit quicker, but from that first spell in Perth, where he just got the flow, just came at the hand with so much pace and accuracy, you're going to have to find a way of keeping him quiet because I've already given him, he might have been man of the match, but he's got man of the series.
Man of the series
already.
Goblets.
Goblets, he'll have a chance or whatever to get. He's going to have to find a way of playing it better.
What they did do in this test match, Australia, right through the batting card and the bowling card, was hunt as a pack, and Michael Neither. It was his turn today, Davey, to get the chocolates. A bit controversial with the selection, but proven right to select this time.
Yeah, most definitely. 99 first class wickets for Queensland. There was no doubt that he was probably going to get the nod. And we spoke about the first innings. He just didn't hit his mark. He straight a couple of down leg. But in this innings, he hit his straps. And good bowling partnership with him and Scott Boland as well. But just the length he was hitting there. It was a typical game of length. He was asking questions of the English batsmen. And the tactics of the Australian captain to bring Alex Carey up to the subs as well was a magnificent tactic. And the way that Alex Carey kept was sensational to back up the bowling of Michael Mixer.
Tell just how appreciated a certain team member is by the reaction of the teammates when they have success. Particularly those guys that are on the periphery and don't often get that opportunity, so you can see how pleased they were for Michael needed it. Get that 5-wicket haul, and another young man that's just at the start of his career in Test cricket, Jake Weatherall, he'll feel a lot more comfortable at this level now, having passed 50 for the first time in a Test match. Borny, highlights of that innings thanks to Harvey Norman.
Oh, I thought he played great. I mean, England played his strength square of the wicket on the offside. He played lovely drives when he was a little bit fuller but wider. I mean, that's when you're at the start of the innings, there's no third man on the boundary. He looks a good player. You know, he looks like he's got a nice awareness of where he's looking to score. That full straight one put him out twice, so I guess over the next few days he'll try and work on that because you always have to keep working. He's ended up with a Reading. Nothing better than that, David.
I keep losing my internet.
Well, so, at the moment, he'll be very impressed with the way he's going, but he'll want to get a big score.
All right, that's Australia kicked off. Let's move our attention to England. Morning. Where does it go wrong? Where's it gone wrong?
Oh, they're just not winning at the moment. And England's bad sessions are really bad sessions. You go back to that first day when Harry Brooks out there, Mitchell Stark comes on into twilight. They waited and waited, Australia, for Mitchell Stark to come on, and then suddenly Harry makes a mistake. Last night,
Yeah, so that was 1 for 90, so they were in a position of strength.
yeah, and then mistakes. You know, 2 big drives for Michael Mixon. They're delivering shots that the Australian bowlers want them to play. The art of that is making sure you don't play the shots that the bowlers are wanting you to play. It wasn't easy last night. The lines were on. The ball was hitting around. Those 2 drives from Ollie Pope and Zach Crawley just created the momentum. And as I said, when England have a bad session, it's a really bad session.
Yeah, and with the ball, Dave, the tactics, I mean, Ben Stokes, there's so much expectation on him and responsibility on him. How do you see his leadership and his tactics with the ball out there?
This was the mate. यति बेला नि mate थियो. No, this is the mate, I guess. Yeah, it's the mate. Checkmate. And I could not even see because the internet is so lagging. किन बिबिन छोडिरहेछ इन्टरनेटले? Internet is not interneting.
Guys, it was a really nice moment, wasn't it? You can see the relief in his and his family's eyes. And, I mean, he just maintains his status as one of the game's greatest.
Yeah, it was a wonderful century. Great technician, great man.
Joe, welcome. Thanks for joining us, mate. Right from the get-go, really appreciate it. Congratulations, mate. I'm talking to you, Michael Bourne and David Bourne. Yeah, you better acknowledge it.
एउटा मुभ गरेपछि स्लो भइरहेको छ इन्टरनेट कच्च. All I'm saying, let's give love a chance. All I'm saying, let's give love a chance. चार चराग मेरे वरन हमेशा चार चराग मेरे वरन हमेशा देवरदासनी खासा संदन मस्त कलंदर अनिंदा कमानमर मेरो इन्टरनेटै भएन कि Thank you.